So we have arranged for our own Bruce Workman. He's out there live this morning inside what is going to be and is the new Dove home. Hi, bud.
Hey, good morning, Perry. Well, I've got to tell you, it is exciting to be standing here in the Dove Live Media Center. And you know, a couple of words come to mind when I'm standing here. Do you know what they might be?
I see all the cubicles.
Oh.
Oh.
Elbow room.
Elbow room, yeah. Yeah, we're pretty crammed in where we are.
Well, what I got to thinking about this, just, we have to use our imagination and imagine, if you will, the workstation modules that are actually over to the side here that are all wrapped up. But imagine unwrapped, assembled, and creating several workstation modules. And then on the other end of the building, we've got our studio set for television, and then upstairs, our radio production studio. So pretty exciting.
It really is. And I just want to say, as we're looking at Bruce, he's actually Skyping in from inside the Dove's new home. Sitting on pallets behind him are stacks of basically brand new cubicles that were donated to the Dove. Folks, there's no way we could afford to buy those. And there they are. They're sitting there, and hopefully in about a week or so, we'll be setting those up. That's why we need to get an electrician in there. Over the top of Bruce's head is a lot of power running around up there. And I don't know if you can see over one Bruce's shoulder. It would be his left shoulder, clear back in the corner. Oh, your right shoulder. Your other shoulder. Back in the corner there is a big panel. That's 400 amps of electricity. We have 2 sets of those in this building. And so we need an electrician to come in and get power to our cubicles. And then over your left shoulder is where the Dove television studio is. And we need to put some power over there. There you go. You're doing a pretty good dance there this morning.
He's doing his Vanna White version.
Your Vanna White version.
Well, I want to, are the phones ringing?
No.
No. Well, let's get with the program, folks.
All right, the phone number is 776-5368, and we'll give you an account, but we still need several more $100 to help us with the stage 1 of the electrical project that needs to be done. There's a phone call there now. That means 2 more lines available, 776-5368. We have been in here so much now that we've mapped out what we're going to do, Steve. We know exactly what stages we have to go through. We're doing this in stages. Stage 1 is we had to get some equipment. Stage 2 now is we're going to have to get some pre-wiring done long before we can install some of that equipment. And then stage 3, things get set up, stage 4 and 5. And over the next several weeks, it's going to be pretty busy out there. But there's an inside view of the home. And I want to tell you, folks, this is a gift from God. And I mean that sincerely. You know how many buildings I've looked at in 5 years? Bruce, you've helped me look at some of those.
Countless. And, each time we thought, well, maybe this is the building, but there was always pushback for some reason. And now we know what that reason was.
Well, we certainly do. I've looked at 53 buildings in 5 years. We've actually had offers on tables on some of them. For various reasons, they didn't materialize. This one fell into place just perfectly. So we're pretty excited about it. Thanks, Bruce. And you're looking good, man. And let's see. Over your other shoulders, there's a room over there. With a door, you see the door, that is where the new server room is. And that's full of brand new racks that also were donated to the Dove. I mean, equipment racks that will hold the servers and a lot of computers and switchers and all that stuff is in that room right there. So pretty exciting. All right, thanks, pal. We have Steve Johnson live from inside the new Dove Live Media Center. And it's not built out yet, but there he is. And we got Bruce running around the background in a chair. Look at that.
He's trying to find out just how well the chairs slide on the floor.
Yeah, that was pretty cute.
So he's doing it's actually kind of an OSHA test.
Okay. Well, listen, you're standing in the middle of the big new room.
Right.
And behind you is what? That's pretty neat.
Well, what I wanted to show, sometimes to know where you're going, you have to look at successes of the past. Yeah. And this is a success of the past. You know, we were raising money for the lighting grids.
Right.
And behind me is one of those, of which we have quite a few of those that will be help to kind of gird, so to speak, the whole lighting aspect when the Dove TV comes online. So we want to thank you for doing that, having it powder coated. Now we have to get it online. So that's why some of these items are so critically needed, because this has to be up and functional before we actually move in here. So that's just one of the areas right there. Oh, across my other shoulder is the lighting area that you had talked about. I should say the electrical part of it all, right, where people are helping to kind of, as you've been explaining, the whole transfer of the lighting. What did you call it? The junction box?
Well, actually what we have, Bruce is now standing by a panel over there. We have 2 sets of these in this building. These panels are 400 amps. Now, you electricians will know that's a lot. We have not one, but 2 400 amp systems in this building. And what we asked for, stage 1, was we need to hire an electrician, a professional electrician that's certified and all that, to move some of the outlets around so that when we get ready to go in, that they're properly installed. And so thank you for that. We'll have several more of those down the road, but the first one is very significant. Behind Steve is also a bunch of pallets, and those pallets are filled with cubicles. Now, these cubicles are almost brand new, and they were donated to the Dove. And they're sitting there, and sometime next week, we will be putting up those cubicles in a temporary basis to house the staff. And they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And there they are, all shrink-wrapped and sitting on pallets behind Steve.
Right. Anyone who's priced them, you know how expensive they are for an office type of a complex. And it's a nice thing because of the donation, as you mentioned, that we don't have to go to our listeners and viewers and say, would you help pay for this? That's already done for it, as the electrical aspect is and the lighting grid. So we appreciate your help. And I just wanted to kind of give viewers and listeners a chance to know that these are tangible items that need to be put in place. And through your support and calling the Dove at 776-5368, it's happening today.
Well, the other thing is, it's significant if you're watching Steve on the TV side, is the floor. Look at the floor. This floor is a concrete floor. It has epoxy paint on it. You couldn't ask for it. We couldn't afford to paint that floor. And there is Bruce scooting around on it back there.
He's testing it.
Yeah.
This is a kind of floor, if you're familiar with like hot rods or some of those upper class kind of hot rod shows where they have the surface painted and all the rest, that's what this is. And it's going to make it terrific for being able to use it in a workspace environment. I mean, an actual working environment to bring in sets and bring things in and out.
All right. Well, Steve, it's wonderful. And again, behind him is that little piece of tower behind you. Gives you a sample of, number one, what the lighting grid will look like. That particular piece is the tower that's going to hold the microwave dish outside that will connect the radio station to the broadcast tower. And you folks have already helped us do that.
Right, and the other aspects, to clarify it, the lighting grid stuff, that's not here yet, but this is for outside. And so it's all of these pieces that are being accomplished, and we appreciate you supporting the Dove to make it happen.
All right, thank you, Steve, and give that guy a ticket on the chair back there for driving without a license or something, you know. All right, that's Steve Johnson live from our new live media center, the Dove Live Media Center, and that'll be the new home of the Dove. And we are now working hard, bringing all of the pieces together. We're going to run back out to the building, and this is what these next 3 days are about. Steve's back out there, and they're a little bit closer to, now, not too many people would get excited over electrical panel. Those of us who are in construction and build things, I'm not, but I understand what is needed to keep our operation going. Steve, you're there.
Well, yeah, and we wanted to give you an idea, once again, of what you have helped to purchase. That's a real thing, and I know you're right. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but you can tell that this is more than just some sort of an electrical junction box you have at your home. It's what we have right here, and so Bruce is standing up next to it. He's only 4'8", so you see how tall it is. No, actually, he's 6 foot tall, so you get an idea of how big this is. And actually, through the image of video, I can actually hold him in my hand. See how that works? Isn't that amazing? But he's standing right next to it, and this is part of what you have helped to pay for the conversion that's needed to get the Dove TV and radio both to operate from this singular facility. So we kind of wanted to give you an inside view that no one else has ever seen.
Well, I've had a lot of engineers come out and take a look at what we're doing, and those who are engineers in our field, in broadcast engineering, and IT engineering and things like that. And they look at the service panel and they go, oh my stars, this is a dream come true. We don't only have one of these, we got two of them, one on each side of the building. So it's going to make for a very, very efficient operation. And so some of the funds that you're helping us obtain is going to go to take this panel. Actually, the panel stays there, but as you can see, there's a lot of conduits going up into the ceiling and around. A lot of that has to be moved around and rearranged, and it has to be done by licensed professional electricians, and so we need your help in that area. One of them was we already raised the funds for. Actually, stage 2, I do know what stage 2, if you want to help us with that. Stage 2 is about $11,000 in moving stuff around, and that's after we get in and then build a wall, and then we have to equip the wall. And that electrical phase is about 11 grand. So if you want to help us with that, look, I can give you items all day long. We just need for you to pray about what the Lord would have you to do. And Steve, you're kind of in the area where your favorite place of the new building is going to be.
Yes, it's actually off to the side. You can't see it right now. It's where the coffee part will be. Let's see if I can move things around. Oh, Bruce is already kind of putting out some feelers for where he wants to. The kitchen. Of course, that's the most important part, or at least one of the very most important parts. When you have guests, you have to give them a cup of coffee, you know, that kind of thing.
You know, so, Bruce may have found his calling to be a silent Vanna White.
I think so. We'll keep him away from the electrical box and let him fiddle around in the kitchen.
He needs to move his arms out a little more, you know. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. Show us the wonderful microwave. And
yeah, there you go.
The Palmolive soap. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks. God bless. All right, there they are live. And that's going to be the new home of the Dove.